Hello everyone, my name is Brandon Rowe. I am dedicated to self-improvement and helping you guys to also improve. Today's video is going to be about racism and other judgmental habits that we have as humans. I'm going to be describing the root cause and also the solution to this. And this goes beyond the problem of racism to also look at potential solutions for other things that are seen as very negative, such as rape, war, things of that nature. So I'm going to start here with a reading of a paragraph that I have written out. So we'll start that now. Hatred and judgment point directly to the places where we need more truth, compassion, and love in society. This is the ultimate solution to our most unsettling problems of racism, rape, child molestation, gun violence, warmongering, and more. This is incredibly hard for us to accept and implement, as it requires us to see evil aspects of ourselves and love those evil aspects unconditionally before we can bring that loving light forth into the external world. This is the essence of psychological shadow work. And shadow work, in the way that I describe it there, is referring to looking at the negative aspects of yourself, or what you might easily call negative, and seeing that and loving that part of yourself anyway. And also it involves more than just that. It involves, diving into those problems or things that you might have about yourself that you kind of reject or like to hide. That's why it's referred to as shadow work. It's like there is something that is in the shadows that you don't want to be brought to light. You want to hide that aspect of yourself. And this is how it is for people who are racist. When you're racist, you are using that as, one, a way to feel better about yourself, feeling that you are superior to others. And you're also using it really, I mean that's the main cause of racism, is that there is a lack within whoever it is. If someone's racist, they have a lack within themselves that they are trying to fill by feeling superior to other people. Right now, a great example to think about is slavery. Really think about this example of slavery. We now, for great, beautiful reasons, do not have slavery in the world, at least not nearly as much in the same way that we did hundreds of years ago. You can look at the United States and the evolution of the United States as a good example. So throughout the 1800s and for years before that, slavery was the norm and it was accepted. And gradually, as people began to slowly look into the atrocities of slavery and realize that these were human beings that were being mistreated, they weren't, subhumans or anything else. They were human beings just like the people who were abusing these people were. And once that truth began to come out more and more, it completely changed the whole way that all of this worked together. It changed the whole situation. That rising of consciousness, that gradual rise of consciousness and awareness and truth rising in the whole society of American society, as that gradually rose, we got to a tipping point, and that was the Civil War, where many people were against slavery and many people were also for slavery. And luckily, we triumphed, in a sense. I say we, as if we were there, but really it's we, the people of the earth, the people of the United States, whoever you want to call it. We triumphed because the truth won out, that we shouldn't be abusing our fellow man in that way, and that is a horrible thing to do. And this really cuts into the solution to the problem. It's that truth, awareness, and consciousness act as a light that you shine. It's like the world around us is darkness and there are many problems, and you shine that light of consciousness on your problem. You shine it on that problem, and then you can see the truth. And at first the truth is horrendous. It's ugly. You want to look away. But you must continue to look at the problem. You must be fully aware of the problem, because awareness is what cures in the end. You must know what's going on, and you can't hide it. You can't shove it under the rug. You can't shove under the rug the fact that you are judging other people harshly. You can't shove under the rug the fact that you hate other people, because in the end, when we tie this in with shadow work, we realize that you are simply hating an aspect of yourself when you are judging someone from a racist perspective, or, I mean, there are many other judgmental perspectives that happen, that you can have. It isn't only racism. You can judge people on how much money they have. You can judge people on how much education they have. You can judge people on how compassionate they are. Even saying, this person over here is really compassionate, they're an awesome person, I want to be like them, and saying, this person over here, they're an asshole, and I don't want to be like them. That judgment creates separation. And that gradually, that separation, where you see that separation and that difference between you and another person, or the person you want to be in another person, or seeing someone else as the person you don't want to be, that creates hatred gradually. And it happens today, even after we've had thousands of years of society to slowly work over problems and try to progress as human beings. We're still facing some really fundamental challenges at this moment in time. And it's very important that we do not forget that truth and awareness and a rising of consciousness as a society is what fixes these key problems. I want to bring up the example of molestation and rape. These are horrible, horrible things. But we also have to realize, and this is a very, very difficult realization to have, is that when you have resistance to something that is so strong that people who would commit such a crime cannot actively feel safe in finding a solution and a treatment for their psychological problems that lead them to want to hurt another person, or lead them to have a perverted sexuality that would guide them towards doing something so harmful to another person. Those people who are the perpetrators of the crime, they need treatment more than anyone else. They need love and support more than anyone else. And that's the hard thing that's hard to come by. That's the hard thing to understand. We want to hate those people. We want to say those people should die. Those people should not be allowed to live. And this is a thing. I've heard people say it in my life in front of me. And it's horrible to hear that. It's horrible to hear people hate other human beings with so much passion. And at the same time, it is totally understandable, especially if the person expressing that hate felt the very real consequences of the actions that the perpetrator would do. If someone raped your kid, you will very likely feel that any rapist, anyone who was ever convicted of that, should go to hell, they should go to prison, they should die, they should be tortured, they should be, given to the electric chair. There are many ways to view that. Many ways to view that. And we have to be very, very careful. We have to slowly accept that there is evil within every single last human being. Every one of us is evil. We all have similar capacities for evil as Hitler, as Joseph Stalin, as any of the all-time worst human beings that you might have on that list. I don't know if it's a top 10 list. It doesn't matter how many people you look at, how horrible the people are. You have that same capacity for hatred within you. And you must understand that you have the same capacity for love and positivity as the greats of our history. You have the same capacity. This is what it means to be human. What it means to be human is to have the ability to be the most evil, horrible, corrupt, murdering, raping human being there is. And you also have at your disposal, if you so choose, and you so choose to do this and live a better life, you also have the ability to love, to nurture people, to nurture growth in this world, to help raise awareness, raise truth, and raise consciousness in the world. And that is what I would like you to understand by watching this. If the ideas I express in this video seem to be of benefit to you or seem to be positive and something that you would like to support, I am working really hard in any free time that I have to try to build my YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it if you guys could like this video, if it was helpful to you, if you saw it as a positive video. And I would really appreciate it if you would comment below and tell me if there are any parts of you that you've judged yourself on, or if there are any aspects of other people or other personality traits or whatever. Like, tell me where the judgment is, and we'll start a conversation in the comments section. And I'm serious about this. I will reply to every one of these comments. If you're sharing a unique and, in one way, kind of sheltered part of yourself, if you're sharing that with us here in the comments section, I would love to hear it, and I will support you in doing this, and I just hope that we can start a positive discussion. Other than that, if you're interested in growth in any aspect, but mainly in psychology, in consciousness, potentially spirituality even, growing in money, making more money, becoming an entrepreneur, making more out of credit cards. I make videos about all these things and a few other things too. So go ahead and subscribe if becoming a better person and growing as a person sounds like something that you would like to watch and learn about on YouTube. And I sincerely hope to see you guys in another video. Thank you for watching all the way through.